in the 60s, okay? In the 60s, we have the first houses outside of the city. Remember which was the first one? 1853, Gobat on Mount Zion, okay? Then we have a house of Finn, which we can't really, it's over there, but it was like some kind of vineyard. But then we have a few other houses. Now, if we look at the map from Wilson, Charles Wilson, that came here as a British engineer, he came here sent from the army, but basically they said they wanted to check the water situation in Jerusalem. He's the first one that does a modern map of Jerusalem. Of course they check other things as well, okay, military things and stuff, but basically this is the first modern map. What I want to tell you is you can download this map free from the National Library, okay? It's really easy. You get it as a PDF, and if you want to have it in your computer and just look at it, it's for free. So what we can see here is the old city. Wait, I want to see. We're standing here. This is Jaffa Gate, okay? The old city. We see the compound, the Russian compound. What we also want to see is this street. Just a minute. It's opposite. So we have the Jaffa Street. Is this Jaffa Street, okay? This is the Jaffa Street, all the way up to here. Do you see anything on the Jaffa Street? No, it's empty. It's relatively empty. There's almost nothing except for, look down here, there's a small things of how, like a square, okay? So I will show you in a minute what that is. So something was built before 65 next to the wall. So we don't see anything there, but it stood over there. We don't know what it is, but something was built there. We'll see in a minute what it is. And all this area over here, which is now what?
Mamilla.
Which is Mamilla. Yeah. All this area, this triangle over here, it's all today's built. This Mamilla, you can see it's empty. There's nothing here, okay? The only thing we can basically see, which is built a lot of things, is the Russian compound, okay? And what I also want to show you is another street, this street. This street that starts at Damascus Gate and goes all the way over here to this end, okay? And we have a building here. Look at that, and it even has a name, Sanatorium, okay? This was built in 1862. You know what that is? Sanatorium.
Place for treatment, for resting.
Exactly. So this was built by whom? My friend Conrad Sheikh, and it was built for whom? For whom? He was working for whom? Right, it was built for the London Society. Okay, they had a sanatorium there. So the missionaries in the summer, remember I told you in the summer when the heat in the old city was unbelievable and the stink and the dirt and everything in the summer was standing and there was no fresh water. So they moved outside and they stayed out there. It was very scary in that time. You see, everything was empty around it, you know.
Does that building still exist?
What?
Is it still there, the building?
It does. Not this building, but on the same spot later there will be built a hospital. Okay, we will maybe see it. We will maybe see it at the end of the day. But remember, so this was 1862. So you can see there are hardly any buildings. Now, we go, okay? We go, basically, again, you can download this map and it's really cute to have. And I want to show you, in that time, if we look down to this direction, we can see, this is here, a picture of Basta, okay? And it goes down. Now, if you look at the picture, which year, after which year does the picture have to be?
65 after 65.
Why after 65?
Because I saw the picture, last picture, it was 65.
No. Look at what you see here.
Mishkenot Shananim.
You have Mishkenot Shananim, right? So it has to be after 1860. 1860. A lot of times, listen, I like to look at old pictures, and a lot of times, it doesn't say in the 19th century, this was taken on the 1st of March, blah, blah, blah. So you have to look at the buildings and see, if you see a building that you know what time it is built, you can understand exactly when the picture is more or less from. So you can see, you can see here Mishkenot Shananim. But I want to show you how this area evolved. This is the same area. It's taken from down there. Okay. Now you can see this is the Derech Hebron going all the way up. You have the buildings over down here which don't exist here anymore. Okay, you can see it. You have these buildings; they don't exist anymore. I can tell you that this big building was built in the 80s, and it was the first theater in Jerusalem. Theater.
Which one? Which one?
This building. There's a big building here. This one.
Yeah.
It was the first.
This
theater.
is where we are standing, right?
No, it's further down there.
Is
a little
it
bit.
the art center?
No, it's much closer. You can't see it now because it looks different. No. It's, listen, we are standing here, right? We are standing here. We are standing here. Okay, more or less here. So it's a few meters. Take 5 meters down. You had a big theater here.
يعني بنص المفرق.
so it's not exist.
No, it's not exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore. I want to show you that things did exist, okay, and they were gone. Now I want to show you.
In front of the Sultan Pool.
No, it's
No,
much.
right here where the stoplight is. Basically.
You see where the tree?
Colony.
You see where the tree is here? This tree.
This tree.
Yes?
Yeah.
You see this green tree, more or less? That's the place where the theater stood on the front. So Conrad Schick writes something amazing. After 50 years, when he comes here, he writes a really big piece where he writes what changed in the last 50 years.
طبعاً.
From
ولو.
1846 to 18 plus 5, 96, okay? And he writes about this theater, that this theater was built and all the Europeans were so happy, culture, but no one used it. No one came to it, and the Ottomans didn't allow anyone to have real theater. So they did some shows and so on and so on.
So what is the reason that they are